Hi there, it's Jill Kaufman again, and I am excited to be here with David Fein, the founder of Fein Legal Solutions. Welcome, David.
Thanks, Jill. Great to be here.
Well, I am so excited to talk with you because give everybody a little bit of background about you.
Sure. So my background is a non-traditional one for someone in the divorce space. I spent the bulk of my career as an energy lawyer. What that means is representing companies or individuals in energy-related matters. After I went through my own mediated divorce, I had an opportunity to join a mediation firm. And while that wasn't something I ever envisioned doing, I'm so happy that I did it. And about 4 years later, I've mediated over 175, probably close to 200 now, cases during that 4 year period, and just fell in love with the whole mediation process and a desire to help people through this transition.
Well, let's talk today using your expertise on the how information and education gives you power in divorce. And one of the first things we talked about, which I think you can share with people, is understanding like the process and what your options are.
Yeah, and that's really important. When you're in the process of considering divorce, right, you're going to speak to a lot of people. You're going to talk to friends. You're going to talk to family. You may talk to a therapist. And more than likely, your first thought is call a lawyer. And there is nothing wrong with that. But in the same vein of contacting a lawyer, it's important to potentially consider calling a mediator and understanding what that is, as opposed to the traditional approach of divorce of hiring a lawyer, filing papers in court, and that whole process. So understanding your options, whether it's straight mediation, whether it's attorney-assisted mediation, whether it's collaborative divorce or traditional litigation, understand what each of those look like, the pros and cons, so that you can make an educated decision. Because information in that area, that's your first step. That's your first sort of step into that very difficult process. And knowing the differences between the approaches is really key.
Yeah, and go a little bit into like when you call a lawyer first and what the lawyer's perspective is and how they're going to present that to you.
Yeah, and I think it's different in every state. Certain states have certain obligations on lawyers, but lawyers are going to talk about litigating a case. That's what most divorce lawyers or family law attorneys do, right? And so what they're going to do is position you in the strongest possible way to achieve whatever it is that you want, whether it's regarding custody, child support, decision making, and your finances. They're going to focus on setting you up to convince a judge to decide in your favor. That's going to be their approach. And while that may be the approach, that's going to take a longer period of time. There's going to be motions and papers and all this stuff going back and forth because the other side is trying to do the same thing. And it's this game a little bit that's played that is strategic in nature, and attorneys are going to fight for their clients as best they can to get them the best deal that they can.
Yeah, and they won't think about what's best for you or your children. They won't tell you that not to fight for. I mean, there are good attorneys. We don't want to throw them all under the bus, right?
No,
There are good
exactly.
attorneys who are aligned with what we're talking about, where they don't just want to go just think about court and litigating and going, filing motions that really try to protect you and your family. But the chances of you getting that, you never know, right? So you could call an
That's right.
attorney and get this advice, and it's not necessarily giving you all of your options. Now, I want to talk about what you do, which is very unique, and people
Mhm.
probably don't even know about it. It's like a limited scope engagement. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so a limited scope engagement is a special type of retention of an attorney. So let's say you want to go through mediation, right? But for some reason, you don't want to hire a lawyer. You want to save that cost. Okay, that's fine, because the mediator is going to work with you to reach decisions. But you can also hire a lawyer to sort of be whispering in your ear and looking over your shoulder and the mediator's shoulder and acting as basically like a consultant to you, just like you'd hire a consultant for anything else. Maybe it's on a flat fee, maybe it's on an hourly basis, but that lawyer acts as sort of your compass. You are controlling the process in mediation, but this attorney who you have a limited scope can be advising you along the way. You still kind of own the process. You control your destiny. You make the decisions in mediation, but the limited scope attorney maybe is giving you suggestions or maybe has a point that they suggest you share with the mediator. So there's kind of in the background, but they're really it's a key area that much like, there are divorce coaches, there are many people hire a divorce coach. Well, it's the same concept a little bit, but it's someone with a law degree who can advise you on the law, can advise you on what the court may think of that, and can give you other options for consideration.
I love that. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there are attorneys specifically like you who are out there who are able to do that. So I'm so excited to share that with so many people, and I'm so excited that you're here and sharing this information. And it really gives you power in divorce. I agree. So how can people get in touch with you?
Well, they can reach me directly via email, David at Fein Legal, and that's spelled Fein legal.com. Or they can reach out to me directly via phone. And my phone number is 312-446-2882.
Great. And I will put all of your information along with this video. Thank you so much, David, for doing this with me.
Thank you very much, Jill, for having me.